Hey guys, Paul here with another podcast of The Ultimate Personal Trainer. And today we're going to be talking about business question, how long it actually takes to build your PT business. In this podcast, I want to discuss a couple of different options. Your one-on-one business in the commercial gym, your semi-private training studio, and then also your online business, because each of these businesses take a different amount of time to build due to the nature of the business. And there's certain things that we need to be aware of. We go into launching these endeavors to make sure we get the most out of what we're trying to achieve with our business, and we have the most realistic expectations of what to do when we start. Because if we go into it with the wrong expectations, we're going to do the wrong things, it's not going to be good. So when you're building your in-person PT business, working in the commercial gym, I have seen trainers build up to $2,000 a week, so a $100,000 business in 2 weeks. And it's very, very doable. It really depends on the circumstances that you are. So if you're in a gym that's brand new with a ton of leads coming in, it is very, very possible to do that in between 2 to 4 weeks. 8 weeks if you have a little bit less luck with the conversions, if you've got no skill with that. So in a commercial gym, it is the fastest way to get to a $100,000 business. If you apply yourself correctly and speak to the right amount of members and charge the right amount of money, you can get to a commercial, in the commercial gym, $2,000 in 3 months. Okay, that's the average amount of time that we do with our students if they push themselves, if the gym is in the right area and they have the time and availability to do it. There's caveats to this. If you can't do early mornings and you can't do late nights, it's not going to happen. It's as simple as that. A lot of trainers go into commercial gyms and want to train clients at the time that they want to train clients, and that just simply doesn't work because people can train at the times they're dictated by their work schedules. And since the vast majority of people still work an 8 till 4 or 9 till 5 or a 10 till 6 workday, we need to be available before and after those times. I had a trainer come to me once wanting to work in the commercial gym, but they only wanted to work the hours of 10 till 4. Now, that's great that you want to do that, but if you have no skin in the game, no social equity, have no skill set and no existing reputation, it's not going to happen. It's going to take you a very, very long time to build up to a 6-figure business, simply because there aren't going to be the clients there that you need to sell into your personal training program. So the fastest way to build up a 6-figure income is to be a trainer in a commercial gym. Of course, you've got the expenses of rent, etc. But you need to be aware of the circumstances and socioeconomics of the gym, how new it is and how many members it has coming in each month, and then also the times that you can do. If you're in a good area and you've got a lot of time and it's a fairly new gym, it is a really easy situation relative to others to build up a business. And we help a lot of trainers do that. Now, the next one is a semi-private training facility. So a semi-private training facility can be a very, very rewarding thing to do. It can be really fun, but it can take a long time to make profitable. The reason why it takes the longest time to make profit is because of the outlay. You got to pay for rent, you got to pay for bond, you got to pay for your startup costs in terms of setting up everything. You've got to pay wages, unless you're owner operated. You need to pay for the equipment, the fit out, all the odds and ends that come in there. So it takes a long time to become profitable. What I recommend for most trainers who are opening up a semi-private facility is to start small, obviously, and go through multiple iterations of that, because a bigger gym is not necessarily a more profitable gym. Okay, so that's something I want to be very clear on. Your overall revenue versus your profit are two very different margins, and which one is important to you, overall revenue or overall profit. So when I had my gyms, just before we expanded to the really big one, we had to, and the big one was like 700 square meters of personal training floor, so it was huge. We had to be very, very aggressive with our marketing and our client acquisition, and we could charge a pretty good rate because we provided a premium service in a semi-private training facility that could handle up to 16 people an hour, and that was really, really tight, like a really tight 16. So when we did that, we were packing out hours from like 6 o'clock to 10 o'clock, 12 to 2, 4 to 8, every single day, absolutely packed to the brim, full of people, plus one-on-ones and other clients that were outside of those hours. And realistically, when I look back at it now, we should have stayed there because we were very profitable. What we didn't do is we didn't see the signs of that profit because we wanted to move to a bigger facility. So what we did every single week, with whatever money we had left over after everything, which was our profit, we basically chucked that into a savings account to start buying new stuff. So when we got there, we had to pay something like a $50,000 bond to get the place going, plus all the fit out, council fees, etc. So it took us about 2 years to actually get into profit, and we were making 7 figures. So owning a semi-private training facility takes a long time to get done, and the cost of it is going to determine how long it takes. With marketing campaigns now, you can get a lot of people into your gym really, really quickly, which is fantastic. But it does take the longest amount of time, but the payoff can be really, really long because you can build this up to be something that you can leave. Okay, so meaning you don't have to train people on the floor. You're an owner of the gym. You can hire a manager. You can hire everything else to have it run without you. So that's where semi-private gyms have their advantage. Now, the last one is online. So with online, this is an interesting one because at MPC, we recommend, and this is the same for our in-person clients who are in a place that doesn't have explosive growth, we recommend 2 clients per week as our general rule of thumb for growing a fitness business sustainably. The reason for that is onboarding doesn't go wrong, clients don't get overwhelmed, coaching quality doesn't detract. It's very, very sustainable and it's very, very easy to measure and manage. If you keep doing that for 12 weeks, you've gained 24 clients, so you're in a good spot. With online, generally how fast you grow will depend on your profile and also your marketing strategy. So if you're coming in from zero, we have to do different approaches to get you there. Our biggest challenge in getting someone who has 0 clients is moving in from 0 to 1. Once we get that first client across the bat, then everything else becomes a lot easier. So generally the process that you need to have to get to 10K months as an online trainer is anywhere between 3 to 6 months. But that requires that you do a very specific set of activities every single day and you do a fair amount of outreach every single day trying to get clients to come on board. After about 6 months and you've got to that point, the whole business becomes about marketing and sales, a little bit of delivery and very little operations because you've already built up your fitness business to the level that it needs to get to. I've actually read in some cases that some people are recommended in the beginning stages of a business for a new product to do up to 4 hours of outreach per day to build their business in the fastest way possible. That little bit of advice and that little bit of information, I think is the most valuable piece of information in this podcast. So the more hours you can put into outreach, the more hours you can go spend trying to acquire clients and get better, particularly online, is going to be better for you in the long run in building your fitness business. I always tell my students we want to front load the work. So you don't open up a gym and then install squat racks 6 weeks later, right? You start with the squat racks in the gym. For online, we want to make sure you've got your intake forms, your check-ins, your habit forms, your programming, your nutrition coaching, everything is built together before we really start blasting out and trying to get a whole bunch of acquisition. Because if we do that, what's going to happen is we're going to have problems with our clients actually not being able to do the training because we don't have the tools to train them. So then we have churn, we lose clients, we don't have a high revenue business. So 2 to 4 weeks with our students, we get done with you in 2 weeks time, have you a minimal viable product to launch, and we can add bits and pieces over time. And then we spend 2 to 4 weeks of doing really hard client acquisition to try and get you over that 10 client mark. If we can get you to 33 clients, that's kind of our goal to get you to 100K. And then from there, what we can do is we can look at different marketing strategies based on your social media niche, your social media profile, your niche, other marketing things, and your different things that work out for you to work out to get you to that next 20K to 30 to 42, etc. So each trainer has a different outcome, a different product tier, a different level of services based on their niche and their profile. So once you get 0 to 10, that's kind of like the same for everyone, okay? Get the product out there, lots of outreach, make 33 sales, you've got it. To get from the next stage, it can take a very long time, it can be a very short time. It simply depends on where you are and whatever circumstances there are, we can work out a way to get you there. So as that's the amount of time that you need to spend in terms of months to build your business, the key takeaway for today is the amount of time you actually spend doing it, okay? So I say 3 to 6 months, but I mean proper, dedicated, 8 hours a day of hard work on building your business and actually getting more clients. That is what's needed at the minimum to achieve those goals in the timeframes I've said. Thanks heaps, guys. Speak soon.